iMedia here on location at Unify Tech 2014. I have the great pleasure, actually, of speaking with Are Traasdahl. Am I saying that correctly?
You are.
Excellent. He is the CEO and president of Tapad. Tapad, obviously a huge company. You guys are the leader in cross-device content delivery. Very exciting company. First of all, for our audience, tell our audience a little bit about Tapad. Those aren't familiar with it.
Tapad was really started, we saw a big change in consumer behavior. Consumers were switching between the screens, and we have this one stat that consumers do this 27 times an hour. You go from your phone to your tablet to your computer, phone, tablet, computer, and you keep doing this throughout the entire day. The marketing technology industry is really built upon just single screens and not this unified approach. So we saw there was a big opportunity to build a technology company that allowed a marketer and a publisher to unify their view on a consumer across all screens so they can deliver coordinated, unified campaigns.
Unify Tech 2014, you were the opening speaker. Give our audience the 1 minute kind of rundown of what you wanted to communicate to the audience here. What did you talk about? What are the main points that you wanted to say?
We need the entire industry to think about multi-device, multi-screen. If we, $200-300 billion marketing industry, it can't be solved by one company or two companies or three companies. In order to run a successful campaign, there is a client involved, there is an agency, there are DMPs, there are DSPs, there are ad networks, there are all kinds of companies involved in this. It's not only do we need to unify this across all screens, but we also need to unify this solution across the entire technology stack of the marketing ecosystem.
Businesses, again, they have to evolve to this new reality. So how have they been evolving to adapt to this new cross-screen reality that we're seeing? How do you think they're evolving?
Yeah, so I think in the beginning we did 3,000 meetings and had 3,000 rejections. So in the beginning there was no adoption whatsoever. But then that really started to turn around, and was some of the bigger telcos and the big financial institutions that really in their own business saw that it had multi-screen usage, and they really had a big desire to figure this out. So from the advertising community was the first one to really adopt this on the brands and agencies, which I give a lot of credit to the agencies and to the brands for really embracing this after the first 3,000 meetings. And then the next part that has really embraced this is the marketing technology companies. So now we've announced our deals with the Datalogix, BlueKai, Xlate, Lodomy, Visual IQ, Adometry, a lot of these type of companies, so that they can unify their data across multiple screens. So that was the second one. And the big trend, big one now we're seeing, and we'll announce a lot of big publishers here very soon, is the publisher community, where they also typically don't have logged in consumers across multiple screens. They have 1 or 2 or 5% or maybe 10%, but for the other 90%, they need to also have this unified approach. So the publishers are in the middle of big integrations right now. The next one I expect after that is the ones that do site optimization and commerce optimization, so that a consumer can have much more of a continuous consumer experience as they switch between screens. That's the next big focus area for us as well.
So let's move down to challenges. What do you think are the main challenges in reaching consumers across multiple devices? I mean, obviously, as the marketplace matures, it's going to be really difficult to make sure that you're being accurate, especially when cookies go away. Like, how are we going to track them across these devices? Yeah. What are some of the main challenges that we're seeing now?
Yeah, so that's a big challenge. There's a lot of privacy-safe, great identifiers out there. You have the cookies for multiple devices. You have mobile cookies, you have online cookies or computer cookies. You have IDFAs for the Android or for Apple ecosystem. You have Android IDs for the Google ecosystem. So you have a lot of great identifiers. The problem is that you don't know the relationship between them. So that's really what this technology does. It takes, we call it a device graph, and the device graph says with a very high probability that multiple privacy-safe identifiers belong to the same person. And with that allows us to have and our partners to have a much more unified approach to all their marketing.
How are you helping brands stay ahead of the game in the marketplace when it comes to cross-screen adoption? I mean, you guys, for your clients at least, kind of have to look ahead, not only a year, but like really 5 years into what's going on. So how are you helping these businesses kind of adapt to this?
Yeah, so now we've been fairly successful in unifying a tablet, a computer, and a phone. There is still a very large screen out there that hasn't been unified, which is the television, which is $80-90 billion of marketing spend every year and hasn't had that much innovation since color TV came out. So that's a big next step for us, is to unify every touch point that the consumer has. And along the other line, unify all the places that a consumer can actually then research or purchase the product. So the next big step, we have a lot of projects around is for physical attribution. Somebody actually saw an ad on the phone. Then this is research a little bit on their tablet. Then they went to the computer, and on day 15 they actually went to a store to buy this product. And then you get a 360 view on the consumer for their media and a 360 view on the consumer for where they can actually purchase content or purchase products.